Been working on the shop for quite a few hours. I did get the floor cleaned. I etched it. It's wet. It should be dry by tomorrow. I'm going to come in tomorrow, apply 2 coats of the epoxy, the gloss white. This side will be done. Thursday, I'll be able to park a car on here. I did put one of the pallet racks up. There isn't too much room for a bunch of pallet racks. So what I'm gonna do, I have this one right here. I could stick engines underneath it. I'm also gonna have 2 more shelves above. Then I'm gonna stick this other one kind of going this way right here. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna stick on that yet, but I do have a bunch of these totes and everything. So I might just make it a tote shelf. And then I have that other little one. I'm probably gonna just stick right here, maybe put wheels and tires on it. But after all that stuff over here is cleaned and sorted, I could coat the floor and actually be able to park another car on it. But the shop is coming together day by day, so it is just a long process. It is hot, and I also need to do something with those lights and just kind of organize everything. Just put the first coat of the floor epoxy on this side, and I put it on light. I use the tray. I feel like that is a better solution to do it that way than to just spread the whole first coat out. I got this whole section covered with a gallon instead of 2 gallons. So I feel like that is a little bit better of a solution. And with being able to do that, the second coat, I should just be able to put it on really thick, and it will get down into all these cracks and stuff and seal them up. But it does look really nice. I put a thick coat of the epoxy on this thing right here, and I think that was a good idea for that. Just finished applying the second coat of epoxy floor coating, and now you can see how much glossier the coat is. It is ready to go. So tomorrow, after this dries, I could throw that second pallet rack up and also throw a car in here. Then I could organize / clean all of this stuff, which will be great. After that's all organized and this area is cleaned, I can apply the epoxy right here. And one thing I did do is the garage doors are cracked, because if you do shut them, it will glue them down. So I have to wait 1 day for that to dry, so they will not, glue themselves down. But this looks 100 times better than it did before. The gloss epoxy on this side is now cured. I stuck the other pallet rack up, stuck all the other pieces to this pallet rack on. And let me just say, doing that by yourself is kind of a pain. I went to Lowe's and they had some wood that was like returned. So I got it for pretty cheap for the shelves. And I need to grab some more. They had a few more, but they were the 16 footers. So I'll have to grab my trailer to get those, because I only have an 8-foot bed, and 16 feet will stick out double. Started putting a lot of the totes and everything on the shelves and condensing them. These are all empty totes, so I could use them. Making a new 240Z tote. That's just parts I'm probably gonna end up selling. All this stuff on this rack over here is stuff I'm gonna end up selling. I have some brand new 370Z calipers. I mean, I just have all kinds of stuff. The old turbo kit for the RX-7, and there's just a brand new A1000. If you're interested in any of this stuff, just DM me on Instagram, and I just want this stuff to kind of go away. That's why it's stacked here. And I also have a full set of GT500 wheels, and I think they're off of 2014. So if you're interested in those, they're kind of curbed up and everything. The car was in an accident, so they will have to be refinished. But I just want like $600 out of them just to get them out of my hair. The fronts are 19s, the rears are 20s. So DM me on Instagram if you're interested. I am finally going to be moving the 240SX convertible out of the semi-trailer, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm gonna move that, and I'm gonna move the tools that are in it just so I can empty it out and get that whole trailer situation over with. And it'll be a relief, because then I won't have to worry about it. One thing I did bring is a bunch of keys. I put a lock on it a long time ago. I don't remember which key it is, so hopefully I have the right key. If not, I'm gonna have to call up the locksmith to unlock it. The situation was, I've had this thing sitting for at least 5-6 years, and there's been a lock on it for this whole time, just so nobody goes in there and grabs it. But the issue with that is I've moved multiple times, and now I think I have lost the key. So we'll see about that, but I'm going to be pumped about the 240 and everything being out there. Before I put the 240 in the shop, I'm going to have to just give it a hell of a cleaning because of the whole mouse situation. So let's go over to the semi-trailer and get this 240 out of it. So this is the 240 with the VK in the semi-trailer, and the tow truck is about to be here. The 240 is all loaded up and we're going over to the shop. All right, so here's the vert. So we pretty much have a catastrophe on our hands. I'll show you this a little bit closer now that it is out of the semi-trailer. In the light, you can just see how gross this car is. And look at this shit. The mice just made nests everywhere. There's just mouse poop everywhere. And yeah, it's gonna get pressure washed. Leave the rags in there, I'll pull them out. Luckily enough, it doesn't seem like they got into the intake ports. I don't know about the exhaust ports. So hopefully really nothing happened there. And I guess what I'm gonna do with this thing is, I'm not exactly sure yet. I might just pull all the good parts off of it and part it out. I'm gonna show you guys probably the grossest thing that you've ever seen in a car. This is from the mice and it's just gross. So I need to pop that plug. I popped the plug on the other side. I did get the trunk area pretty decently clean. I decided I'm going to sell this thing as a shell and just cut my losses with it. I'll probably keep the passenger side door maybe. I'm not exactly sure. That door is pretty straight. The one on my coupe is not as straight as that door, so I might rob that door. The crack-free dash, that was you know, kind of got messed up on the top. It kind of was sitting upside down, and then the mice got to it as well. So just a big catastrophe with this car. And I did mix some bleach and water and I sprayed everything down before I sprayed it, and then I sprayed it again and again and again and again, just so I could get pretty much that just gross smell that is just lingering, and it's just all from the mouse poop. So I'm gonna keep cleaning this, get that plug out, get all that stuff washed out, and just start getting everything off of here that I want to keep. Got the Sylvia front off of the 240, and the inside is quite a bit cleaner. Now what I'm going to do is pull the strut tower bar, coilovers, wheels, brakes, diff, and probably the engine and trans, and get this thing ready to go. Put stock suspension on it, 4-lug, all that good stuff. Get it listed, and somebody else can have a 240 vert. It's smelling a little bit better, but yeah, it still kind of smells like mouse poop. Just got back from Harbor Freight, and Trevor helped me unload some of the stuff. I put a bunch of stuff out of the semi-trailer in the back of my truck, and it was pretty easy because it was almost the same height, but Trevor came over and helped me actually get it out of my truck. And yeah, some of the stuff was really heavy. The engine stand right there was all right. That table is a tranny table, so it is kind of curved in that hole in the center. All the tranny fluid or whatever fluids that comes out drains out of that, and you just have a jug down there. I got my MIG welder out, I got my tubing bender, and I got my engine hoist. So I'm really excited about that stuff. And all this stuff was extremely gross looking. I didn't really want to touch it. I used 4 cans of brake cleaner to clean all these tools right here. So I'm really glad that that stuff's out of there. I still need to get the tire machine out, and what else? I have a parts washer and another table. It's an engine table, and some other stuff. So it's just kind of getting stuff out of there and bringing it over here, cleaning it, and all that stuff. So one thing that I have never liked about all this stuff that rolls is they put metal wheels on it. So you can see right there, those are metal wheels. But on the welder, those are like harder plastic. A long time ago, probably like, I don't know, like 8 years ago, these are rubber soft wheels, and that's my engine stand. So I did that like probably like 6-8 years ago. And Nikita had something on his Instagram. He's like, I don't know why anybody does, like nobody does this, and why the companies don't do it, because you know, those hard wheels, they just suck. So this thing has hard wheels on it. I'll probably replace those with rubber casters. And the engine hoist, I did get some rubber wheels for that. So what I'm gonna do now is replace those wheels with these fancy ones right here. And they're rated for like 350 pounds a piece. So shouldn't be that big of a deal replacing those with the metal ones, and then the metal ones won't really mess the floor up. The only thing I really can't replace the wheels on is the jack right there. So I went and got some more cheap wood for the pallet racks. So now I will be able to stuff more stuff and organize everything on the pallet racks once the wood is all complete, because I only have wood completely on that shelf and half on that shelf. After cutting a bunch of wood, this bottom shelf is fully done. That bottom shelf is fully done. That second shelf is fully done. And the top shelf is almost done. It needs 2 more boards. So it is coming together, and it is a lot of work to get up there. It's a pretty good workout, climbing up and down and up and down and up and down, lifting wood, cutting it, stuff like that. So I'm glad these pallet racks are coming together, and that I could actually start organizing some of this junk right here, so it's not just laying on the floor. Then I could coat the other side of the floor, and I could pull cars in here after that is done. So that's why I haven't pulled anything in here. Been kind of organizing the shop a little bit more, and it's really time consuming, really time consuming. So I did bring the welder in, and I hooked it up, made sure it worked. So the welder is good to go. I just need to bring some tools over. This the regulator isn't tight, and I don't have a crescent wrench here to tighten it. So I do need to bring my toolbox over. That is like the major thing that I keep running into, is I need a tool. I don't have it, and I'm not even doing anything that's really that really needs that many tools. So what I did, I threw nice rubber wheels on the tranny table. I started to mess with the wheels for the engine hoist over here, and what I ended up doing, this is the plate that came with the wheels off of the engine hoist over there, and this is, so you can see right there, they're a different size. So what I did was I just ground that down. This fits on there. I'm just gonna MIG it, and then it'll be good to go. I can throw them back on, but I only have 3 left. So since it's a holiday, they should be getting more wheels on Wednesday. So I'll probably get like 10 more. They're actually pretty cheap. I think they're like $6 a piece, which is nice. And then you have that, you know, then I'm not gonna really mess the floor up. You can kind of, I guess you can, so this is like the track from the old wheels, but it wipes off with a towel. It's just, over time, it would just scratch it up, and I really don't want to have to worry about that as much. I'm not really worried about it, but it will be nice to keep the floor as nice as I can for as long as possible. Plus the rubber wheels, they seem to actually roll better. They're not super noisy and stuff like that. And if you like run over a bolt, it doesn't literally stop the thing. It just kind of goes over it, since it's like a softer material instead of just steel wheels. So I think that's going to be the end of this video. I have just been running all over the place. I've probably put 800 miles on my truck in the past like 3 or 4 days just running around town, and I haven't even left town, which is crazy. So if you like these videos, the shop is really coming together really nicely. It is a process, so stick with me on this. And I have been doing a bunch of other stuff as well, the FC and the Hellcat. So this video is a precursor to some decent stuff. So in the next couple videos, you guys probably will be pretty excited. But if also in the next couple videos, so if you guys could help me out on the FC video and the Hellcat video, more so the Hellcat video, but once I post the new videos for the Hellcat, if I could get you guys to actually share the video to your friends, to whoever, to wherever, just to kind of get that thing pushed back out, the video I'm going to post. And also if you could share the first video for it, so that would help the channel out a lot. Also the FC video, if you guys could share that as well. You know, I've been just really busy trying to get all this stuff done last week, so that's why I didn't post a video. But that being said, if you like these videos, thumbs up, comment below. See you guys next time.